What's up, everybody? Coach Ginger here from Fitness on Fire. I'm doing our race recap video today, talking about the most recent race we just had, and that was the Spartan Race Chino. This race was held at Del Prado Park in Chino Hills. Let's just jump right into it. First off, this was a super on Saturday and a sprint on Sunday. The super on Saturday was roughly about 8 to 8.5 miles. And the sprint was roughly about 4 to 4.5 miles. Chino Hills Park, or Del Prado Park in Chino Hills, it doesn't offer a lot of elevation gains, roughly about 50 to 100 feet. But it was a pretty good course. Super flat and, man, super fast. The conditions were sunny, it was dry, and it was super, super windy. Kind of reminded me a little bit about a few years back, the Temecula race, where the wind was just blowing up dust in your face and stuff like that. I'm still coughing out dust out of my lungs as we speak. So hopefully this sounds good on video. Besides the windy conditions at the course, dry, there wasn't any new obstacles. We saw all the same, the twister, the rig was pretty much set up the same for the super, which was a side twisting pole up to a rope. It had some ropes and it had some rings. And then for the sprint, it was all rings. They had what they called mud misery. Basically, it was mud humps, stuff like that. The slip wall was kind of cool because it was put right after the dunk wall. And there were a few people slipping and sliding. And then the inverted wall was right literally within 25 yards from the finish line. So with all these conditions, like being super, like I said, flat, not a lot of elevation, not a lot of heavy carries, the buckets were sealed, it made for some pretty impressive. As far as the race went, what a great race it was, because it was a chance for us to check out a lot of new stuff. Talking about podiums. First, shout out to Rhea Coble. I'm a big fan of her. She's a really great person. She ended up taking first place elite both days. Back-to-back wins, just incredible racer. So shout out to her. As far as the rest of the podiums go, there was a lot of podiums happening. And this was our first chance to take a look at Spartan's new age groups. You might remember last year that we had competitive race. It was elite, elite masters, and then after that was age group and then open. So this year it's elite, no masters category, and then the competitive ways is now replaced by age group. I would love to sit here and explain to you how the age group works, but I don't really know. It reminds me a little bit of like Oprah going, you get a podium, and you get a podium, and you get a podium, and you get a podium. Everybody gets a podium. Something like that. Basically, it's breaking up the age groups, allowing people to run competitively. You still get a round medal if you podium first, second, or third in your particular age group, but no cash prize. And beyond that, I really don't know what else it does. What it did do is it did delete the Elite Masters program. So all the Masters pretty much jumped into their own age category, and a lot of them who have podiumed quite a few times, podiumed like that. The changing around is really interesting to see. The Elite Wave was still pretty full for men. Women's was a little bit half full, so it's kind of interesting. What was a great ad for this year that I'm all about because it's about the kids was the ad of the kids' podiums. It was so cute to see them get up there with their medals, and they had little certificates that you podium in a race, and I know it just pumped them up. So we have a lot more kids racing these days, which is great. It's the first official kids program. I think it's going to be a really big success. The rest of the things I got to talk about this race, a big shout out to Weeple Army. Weeple Army had the biggest team. Not only is that, I mean, that's not news to them, but I mean, biggest team is awesome, but it's their 50th biggest team for Spartan since they became a team. Big shout out to them. I think that's just super impressive at times. I want to say that the fastest men's elite ran the super at 101, and the fastest men's elite ran the sprint at roughly about 32 to 37 minutes. I don't have the exact time. Super, super fast. Big shout out to them on an impressive performance. We didn't see too many pros out there. Rhea Coble, some of the fan favorites, but it is the first race of the Spartan series. So as it progresses and we get into the championships, you'll start seeing more of the pros come out and more TV coverage. There was some TV coverage done for this one. Spartan is shooting some kind of video. They actually asked for a lot of volunteers to come out and run a race, help them put together a training. It's probably going to be a training video they put out later on. I watched a video interview with Joe DeSena talking about, it was Joe Di and Joe DeSena, talking about the future of Spartan, where they want to take the sport. I have a huge respect for them because what they've turned this into is pretty awesome. Definitely looking for them to try to get into the Olympics one day. I think it'd be great. It's one of those sports that I think is better than some of the sports that are already in the Olympics. I am a big fan of curling, but I mean, do we really need the little shoving the ice pick down? No. So pretty much that's all I have for this week as far as my review on that race. It was really fun. It was a great venue. I'm hoping that Spartan does it again there. A lot of my clients who are first timers found it great. They loved it. They thought it was something they could do. So, I mean, as a beginning race and a race that really is the beginning of the year that isn't important as far as like standings and stuff like that for everybody who competes in these races, I think it's a great build you up race. Gets you excited about what's to come for the season, gets you excited about what you can and can't do. Just one of those really, really great opportunities to get out there, and if you haven't done one, do one. That's all I have for this week, guys. Thank you so much. Be sure to watch all my race recaps I'm coming out here with. I'm going to try to get out to every venue, any venues I can't get out to, or any races I can't get out to. We're going to be doing interviews. We'll have someone cover it. We want to get as much information as we can out to you. I'm always available here at Fitness on Fire in Tustin, so definitely reach out to me. We have a lot of training tips, a lot of like OCR people coming out and getting better, getting stronger, all that fun stuff, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Aroo!